Hello, everybody. Welcome into today's live 60-minute power yoga practice called Feel the Burn. For this particular practice, you don't have any props that are required. But if you like to support your practice with a yoga block, I always like to have a block somewhere near the top of my mat. Now in today's practice, we're gonna flow rather vigorously for at least the first 2/3 of the practice. And I think that recently there's been a little bit of a misconception around cortisol. And cortisol has kind of been made out to be this bad guy, when the reality is that for a lot of us, in order to regulate our nervous systems, we need some strong movement so that we can feel into our embodiment. And so we're gonna activate through some HIIT-style movements within a yoga context. So always integrating the breath, always in the honoring of the lineage that this practice comes through, but as a way to really feel the burn of what it is to be alive. One of my favorite luminaries and poets, Mark Nepo, says, one of the ways that we know we are alive is through the sensation that we feel. And so we're gonna tap into that today. Let's get started laying down on the back. Bend your knees. Plant your feet flat and open your feet about as wide as your mat, and then drop your knees in together to touch. So landing in what we call the constructive resting position, which broadens your sacrum, your low back into the earth. And then you might place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Hands on the body as an initial way of coming into really what is considered the first pillar of mindfulness, which encompasses both the body and the breath. So you feel the hands on the body, aware of where the body is making contact with the earth. And then you begin to pull the breath in a little bit deeper. And you can feel the fullness of the breath rising into those two hands that are resting on your body. And so maybe to begin with, take a deep breath in through the nose, maybe all the way down into that bottom hand, down into the belly. And then open the mouth, exhale, and let the breath go. And two more times, deep breath in through the nose. Maybe a little hold at the top, retain the breath. And open the mouth, exhale, let it all go. And one last time, full breath down and in. Little pause, little retention at the top as you feel the waist, the ribs, the lungs expand. And open the mouth, exhale. Feeling the ribs contract in, knitting back together as the navel hugs down toward the earth. And then start to slip into the sound of Ujjayi, drawing the breath in through the nose and along the back of the throat. And letting the mind really land and rest on the rhythm and the sound of your breath. And the poet Rumi wrote, "Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you." And for today's practice, as we turn up the volume on some of the physical movement, trying not to resist the changes that come our way, and letting the practice, letting life live through us as we flow, just like this breath. And reach down, hug and squeeze the knees into the chest, keeping that rhythm of the breath and the sound of Ujjayi. Maybe curl the forehead up to meet the knees. And then keeping the upper back lifted, interlace the hands behind the head, spread the elbows wide, gaze up toward the ceiling, let the back of the head rest into your two hands. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, extend the right leg forward and then twist right elbow toward left knee for some yogi style bicycles. Inhale back through center, stacking the knees above the hips if you can. And then exhale, twist, left elbow to right knee. Inhale to center. And then exhale, twist, right elbow to left knee. And then just side to side on your own at a pace that feels sustainable for you and at a pace that keeps you in your body. So I think a little bit about a silent meditation retreat that I just went on for 4 or 5 days. And as part of the practice every day, we were doing walking meditation. And some people need to walk really, really slowly in order to stay present in their bodies, whereas other people actually need to walk a little bit more quickly. So the same thing applies to you here. This is no different than a walking meditation. What pace keeps you in your physical body? So notice when you get stuck in your head a little bit cerebral, and then come back to a pace that engages you muscularly, viscerally. Last couple here, last 3, 2, 1. Plant the feet down toward the floor. Keep the upper back lifted. Reach your hands forward toward the top of the mat. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, hug your navel down toward the mat. And then reach your right hand towards your outer right foot. Upper back stays lifted the whole time. And then swivel over to the left. So working the side obliques, we're gonna go side to side. So we're really getting our core work out of the way at the top of this practice and engaging that front line of the body that is going to invigorate and support us throughout the rest of the class. So swivel side to side, shoulder blades are lifted, navel is hugging down toward the mat, and then your hands are just reaching toward the outer blades of both feet. Let's give it a last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let your head rest back. Bring the soles of the feet together. Open the knees out wide. Interlace the hands behind the head. And in Supta Baddha Konasana, little crunches here. So not a full sit up. Little crunches up toward the ceiling. Eyes, chin, nose, pulsing straight up. So you're not pulling the chin toward the chest. The front of the throat is still open. The back of the neck is still long. So it's not pushing you into what in yoga we would call Jalandhara Bandha. You're going straight up toward the ceiling. Elbows stay wide. Head stays heavy in the hands. And the same quote that we started practice with, let life live through you. Sensation is a way to know that we are alive. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Spin the soles of the feet flat to the earth. Hug and squeeze the knees into the chest, and then reach both legs straight up toward the sky. This is this last little piece here. Lift the chest one final time. Reach the arms forward, and then lower the right leg until it's hovering just a little bit above the earth. Then take both of your arms outside of your left leg, interlace everything but the first finger of each hand. Keep that left shoulder blade up and off the floor, and then inhale the right leg up to meet the left, and exhale, hover the right heel above the earth. How about just 2 more today? Inhale the right leg up toward the sky. Exhale, hover the right heel above the earth. Last time, inhale, right leg up to meet the left. Exhale, lower the right leg down. Then separate the hands, come back through the center, lift the right leg up to meet the left, and then lower the left leg down until it's hovering a few inches above the mat. Take both hands outside the right leg, catch and interlace everything but the first finger of each hand, and then just 3 times here. Inhale, left leg up to meet the right. Exhale, hover the left leg above the earth. 2 more. Inhale, left leg up to meet the right. Exhale, hover it above the mat. Last time, inhale, left leg up. Exhale as it hovers. Separate the hands down the center line, give it one last little reach. Left leg reaches up to meet the right, both legs to the sky. Drop the head back, hug and squeeze the knees into the chest. And then lower the soles of the feet down toward the mat. Keep what you have. This time feet sitting bone distance, and let's release into what you just created. So pressing into the feet, lift the hips, come into bridge pose. Arms could stay down by the sides, Or you could catch and interlace the hands and wrap the shoulders underneath you. And then send your breath into the front line of your body. Take a big inhale into your belly. Lift the navel, the diaphragm, forward and up toward the sky. So some of that heat that you just created, you go from contraction into expansion, which is really just kind of how life is, right? You think about a time lapse of a flower in nature, and it doesn't just bloom straight open, it actually contracts and expands and contracts and expands until it's in its full bloom. And that's kind of like the metaphor for this practice. Take one last inhale and bridge. Release the hands if you caught them and interlace them. Lower vertebrae by vertebrae back down toward the mat. Hug the knees into the chest and then rock a little forward and back until you come all the way up. Sweep the feet around you, come into tabletop pose, and then into a few cow-cat. So just articulating the spine on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the sitting bones. After that core work, that feels really nice. So allow yourself to dance. Exhale as you curl the tailbone under, round the spine, hang the head, press the floor away. So you dance from strong sensation into release. Inhale, belly drops, heart pulls through the gateway of the chest, gaze straight ahead. And then exhale, now tuck the chin, round the spine, gaze back between the legs, and then on your own a few times. And really what it means to let life flow through us, let life move through us, is that we're not attached to one or the other. So we're not attached to the strong sensation, and we're also not attached to the relief that comes when the strong sensation dissipates. It becomes a practice of equanimity, of learning that both serve a purpose and have value, almost as if we could step aside from having a preference. And then bring the big toes together, open the knees out wide, and press back into child's pose, just as a reminder here that there's always a place for you in this practice. So big toes together, knees wide, forehead to the earth, and then let's take another one of those deep sighs. Big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh the breath out. One more time. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh the breath out. Reach the arms forward. Hands shoulder distance. On an inhale, rise up to the knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back into your first downward facing dog. So remembering that child's pose is there for you. And if you lose the sound of ujjayi, and maybe you have lost it, can you come back to it now? That breath moving in through your nose and along the back of the throat, really setting the tone of the meditative background of this practice. It is the undercurrent. But if we lose that, then we know child's pose is there for us, or a pose that you find restorative so that you can come back to what's important, to the foundation. And from your downward facing dog, take an inhale, press your hips up and back. As you exhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, step the feet up to the top of the mat. They could be side by side or sitting bone distance. On an inhale, slip the hands to the shins, glance out halfway, long spine, flat back, firming the thighs back. And then exhale and fold. And at the bottom, if you need to bend the knees because things are a little bit tight and still waking up, go for it as you drop the head. Circle the arms up to the sky. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, draw the hands down toward the heart. Pause here for a moment just as we start to flow. And what's beautiful about these 60-minute practices is that we just have time and space to ensure that as strong as they might be, they are also aligned, breath connected, holistic. And so taking this moment as you maybe close your eyes, you turn your attention back inside, and you set an intention for your practice. What is your intention today? And I always love the reminder from the poet Anais Nin, who said, life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. And so maybe you draw on the courage of the heart today, to know that you can do hard things and that you can do them with presence and grace and maybe even some sense of humor. And so from this place, let's start to flow. Inhale, circle the arms up, body ready, breath set, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Glance out on an inhale, maybe hands to shins, maybe fingertips on the earth underneath the chest. Find your version of a flat back. Then exhale, plant the hands, step back to the top of a push-up. First time we're here, and so all that core work that you did to start, turn the front line of the body on. You feel the sitting bones reaching back to the heels, the pubic bone moving toward the face. Take one last inhale in plank, and then exhale, shift forward onto the toes, start to bend the elbows, and then lower all the way down onto the mat slow for our first round. Release the tops of the feet flat. Cobra on an inhale, shoulders roll, elbows hug, heart lifts. Exhale, heart, chest, and chin to the earth. Tuck the toes under. On an inhale, press back to plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, on an inhale, wave the body forward, upper push-up plank. We're gonna keep moving today. Then exhale, downward facing dog from the strength of the thighs. Let the thighs pull you back to down dog. 2 more of those. Inhale, wave the body forward, upper push-up plank position, shoulders above the wrists, gaze slightly ahead of the tips of the fingers. Then from the pit of the navel, push your way up and back, downward facing dog. One more time, so it's strong. Inhale, you uncurl the spine, finding length as you land in plank. And then exhale, up and back for the last time, downward facing dog. Here we go, we're gonna keep moving. Inhale, press back, downward facing dog. Exhale, look forward, bend the knees, step or hop to the top of the mat. On an inhale, glance out, long spine, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to the sky on an inhale. Reach up, maybe gaze up. Then dive straight down as you exhale, all the way back and over the thighs. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, sitting bones back, heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, and this time on the same out breath, start to lower, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing on an inhale, always your choice. So you can go back to where we were in Cobra, or you can press into upward facing dog, which means that the knees are lifted, the thighs are lifted. And then roll over the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Pause in downward facing dog, and we're gonna add on here. So listen close. Inhale, upper push-up plank position. You could drop the knees for support or keep the knees lifted. Chaturanga as you exhale, and then right back to plank on an inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. So 2 more times, we're gonna move through those yogi style push-ups. Inhale, forward upper push-up plank. Chaturanga exhale, whether you use the knees or not. Inhale, back to plank. And exhale, back downward facing dog. Really beautiful. You have 1 more of those. How is your breath? Inhale, forward upper push-up plank. Exhale, chaturanga. There's a little pause. Then inhale, back up to plank. And exhale, press back downward facing dog. We're gonna do 1 more of those. Inhale, forward upper push-up plank, shoulders above wrists. Chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. So here it is, the relief from the strong sensation. Take an inhale to press back, and then exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float to the top of the mat. So you're off the arms now. Inhale, flat back, long spine, gaze ahead. Exhale, forward fold and drop the head. Rise to the sky. Inhale, root through the feet, reach up, maybe the palms touch overhead. Dive straight down as you exhale, empty the body of breath. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step right back through chaturanga on the same out breath. Cobra or up dog, inhale, shoulders roll, heart lifts. Shift back, downward facing dog. So last time, we're gonna add on now into a full vinyasa 3 times through. Inhale, forward upper push-up plank. Exhale, chaturanga, you could use the knees or not. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, your choice. Down dog as you exhale, push the thighs back. Downward facing dog happens from that deep Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha pulling you back. 2 more times. Inhale, forward upper push-up plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale from the pit of the navel all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. All right, where's that courage? Call on it now. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga hover. Look how strong you are. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Really nice. Take a deep breath in, press back. We're gonna move on now. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, float, or fly, feet to the hands. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, forward fold. I'm gonna have my feet sitting bone distance. Bend the knees, drop the hips, inhale to chair pose. Now listen close, this is where we're gonna pick things up a little bit. And again, just like with our core work, you get to move at a pace that works for you. So take an inhale in chair, and then you're gonna sweep the arms back and jump up into the sky. And we're gonna keep moving like that. So jump squats here. Flying off the toes, sweep the arms back, take a leap into the sky. So we wanna get the body warm. We wanna get the heart rate up. How about a last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, chair pose. Take that moment. Just feel how alive you are. Exhale, dive and fold. Maybe feel the space you made. Flat back on an inhale. Exhale, hands down. You could step back and lower, or you could float to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Step the feet together at the back of the mat in down dog. Then inhale forward, upper push-up plank position. Spin to the blade of the right foot, or you can put your right knee down underneath your right hip. So there's always a place for you in this practice. So whether the knee is down or not, inhale the left arm to the sky, and then exhale the top left arm up and over the head. So either modified side plank or full Vashisthasana. Lift the left leg up, take an inhale. As you exhale, left elbow to left knee, tap and touch, and then back out into extended side plank. 2 more. Left elbow to left knee, extended side plank. Last time, left elbow, left knee, extended side plank. On an inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, plant the left hand to the mat. Come into upper push-up plank position. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right knee to your nose. So you're still in plank, shoulders above the wrists. Then inhale, right leg to the sky. 3-legged downward facing dog. Take an inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, step the right foot through. And today, seal the back left foot flat, setting up for Virabhadrasana 1. On an inhale, rise to the sky, warrior 1. Right thigh draws back. Left hip squares forward. So you're in your forward facing warrior. And see if you can really take a stand into that back left leg. Big inhale here, reach up. Out the mouth, chest down, sweep the arms back. Back up into warrior 1. Take an inhale through the nose. And then tongue out, elbows in, lion's breath. Inhale, circle both arms up to the sky. Big breath, warrior 1. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to upper push-up and slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Step the feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, upper push-up, plank position. Exhale, spin to the blade of the left foot or lower the left knee down underneath the left hip. Inhale the right arm to the sky. As you exhale, right arm up and over the head. Lift the right leg up, and then right knee to right elbow, tap and touch. Spread the limbs out away from each other. So that's Vyana Vayu, the outward flow of energy. Right elbow to right knee, Samana Vayu, the inward flow of energy. Reach it all back out. One more time. Right elbow, right knee, tap and touch, a little side oblique work. Reach it all back out. On an inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, right hand under right shoulder to the mat. Pause and plank. Take an inhale and upper push up to set. And then left knee to the nose. Left thigh to the chest. Still driving the floor away. 3-leg downward facing dog on an inhale. Left leg reaches up and back. Big breath in. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Pivot the back right foot flat. Rise up, inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Take an inhale to establish yourself. And I like to think about standing next to someone who is taking a stand and how sturdy that feels, and also how free that feels. So can you find that same kind of stability and freedom in yourself? Just deep, what in yoga we would call dharana or focus. Take an inhale, reach up, out the mouth, chest down, sweep back. Virabhadrasana 1 on an inhale, tongue out, elbows in. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back, and lower slow. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog, remembering that child's pose is there. So if you needed to drop the knees and head back to child's pose, you could, but we're gonna speed that up. So we took that round a little bit slow, and now we're gonna amp it up, and we're really gonna get the sweat flowing. So in this flow, we're integrating a few kinds of breath work besides Ujjayi pranayama, so that we can, in the midst of this amp up, activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So it helps to keep us in balance. So let's flow through it, and remember, you can go at a pace that works for you. Take an inhale, press back, here we go. Bend the knees, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, spring up, rise, and we're gonna just jump. Maybe 30 seconds here. And so you get to go as fast as it makes sense for you. Some of you might just be doing little jumps every 5 or 10 seconds. Some of you might be jumping every second. And so let's do it for last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, chair pose. Inhale, pause there. Body vibrating, legs strong. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower slow. You could also skip it. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Step the feet together, back of the mat. Inhale, forward upper push-up plank. Exhale, spin to the blade of the right foot. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, left arm overhead. Inhale, left elbow, left knee touch. Exhale, spread it all out. Inhale, left elbow, left knee touch. Exhale, extend it all out. Inhale, bend the left knee, the left elbow. Exhale, extend it all out, hold there. Left arm to the sky, inhale. Left palm to the mat, exhale. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Exhale, right knee to the nose, side of the chest. Inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, right foot through and back foot flat. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Out the mouth, chest down, arms back, sweep. Inhale, warrior 1. Tongue out, elbows in. parasympathetic release. Both arms up, inhale. Plant the hands, step back, lower slow, exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Step the feet together. Inhale, forward upper push up. Exhale, spin to the blade of the left foot. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, right arm overhead. Inhale, right knee, right elbow touch. Exhale, spread the limbs away. 2 more times, knee to elbow connect. Inhale, spread it out. Last time, exhale, tap and touch. Inhale, spread it all out. Right arm to the sky, right hand to the mat. Pause and plank, inhale. Left knee to nose, left thigh to chest, exhale. Inhale, left leg sweeps up and back behind you. Exhale, left foot forward, right foot seals to the earth. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Chest down, arms back. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Tongue out, elbows in. Inhale, circle the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back and lower slow or take child's pose. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're gonna flow through it one more time. So maybe like me, you feel the sweat starting to percolate on the body. You feel the uptick in the rate of the heart. And in the background, there it is, just the sound of Ujjayi. You haven't lost the thread. Take an inhale, press the thighs back. Here we go. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, lengthen spine and back. Exhale as you fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sweep the arms back, fly off the toes. And then on your own, jumping into the sky. Use those arms, sweep those arms back behind you. Fly off the balls of the toes. Just like an arrow rising high up into the sky. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, chair. Maybe close your eyes. Go inside. Sense the breath, the heat, and all of the elements that come together to support your practice. The ground beneath you, the fire inside of you, the sweat on the skin cooling you. One last big breath. Forward fold, exhale in gratitude. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands down. Step back and lower slow or skip it. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Exhale to the blade of the right foot or the knee. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, up and overhead. Elbow to knee, tap and touch. Inhale, extended side plank. Elbow to knee, 2. Sweep the limbs away. Last time, elbow to knee. Send it all out. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Exhale, right knee to nose, thigh to chest. Inhale, right leg to the sky, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, right foot through, back foot seals flat. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Out the mouth, sweep back. Inhale, warrior 1. Tongue out, elbows in. Inhale, arms reach high above. Hands down, exhale, step back and lower slow or meet us in down dog. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing where we meet. Feet step together for a final time. Inhale, upper push-up plank. Exhale to the blade of the left foot or left knee. Inhale, right arm up above. Exhale it overhead. Last time we do these. Right knee, right elbow touch. Spread it all out. 2 more. Elbow to knee connect. Spread it all out. Last time, elbow to knee touch. Spread it all out. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale, right hand to the mat. Upper push-up, inhale. Left knee to nose, left thigh to chest on the exhale. So the belly button's hugging to the spine. Inhale, left leg all the way up and back. Exhale, left foot through, back foot seals flat. Rise up, inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Out the mouth, sweep back. Inhale, first warrior. Tongue out, elbows in. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back and lower with control. Inhale, upward facing in a flow. Exhale, down dog. Listen close. From downward facing dog, take an inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, step your right foot through. Stay on your back toes. On an inhale, rise up into crescent pose, and then pause in crescent pose at the top. Take a big inhale here. Stay as descended in the front right thigh as you personally can, and then draw your left knee towards your chest, catch it in your hands, and then shoot it back into crescent pose. And then on your own here, you're gonna catch that back knee and see how deep you can stay in the front right thigh. Right knee still bent. Just catching that left knee in your two hands, kind of like a catcher's mitt. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, crescent pose. Maybe that front thigh really talking to you, depending on how you've moved and worked your body this week. Inhale in crescent. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart, lean out halfway. Shift your weight forward and float up into warrior 3. Chest parallel to the earth. Pause for a moment as the left leg reaches back. And then rise all the way up to standing. Float the left knee into the chest. Yes, we're gonna stay on that right leg. Cross the left thigh tightly over the right. Maybe the left foot wraps around. Maybe the toes rest on the earth, setting up for eagle pose. Reach the arms forward, left elbow underneath the right. Sit down into the front right thigh. Lift the elbows up. Press the forearms in toward each other, but also away from the chest, as if you could spread the shoulder blades. And then slow the breath. Inner thighs squeezing. Give it one last little moment there. Then left leg forward, both arms to the sky. Straighten the right leg. Little core work here as you try to stay upright. Goodbye, inhale. As you exhale, float back to warrior 3. Left leg behind you, chest parallel to the earth. Start to bend the right knee deeply. Drop step the left toes back. Rise up crescent pose on an inhale. Hands back to the heart as you exhale. Left elbow outside the right knee. Take a prayer twist. I know that right leg is probably talking to you. And it reminds me of Clarissa Pinkola Estes. She says, "Do not lose heart. We were made for these times." So you were made for these times. Give it one last little squeeze. And then on an inhale, cartwheel open into warrior 2. Left arm behind you, right arm ahead of you. Head above heart, heart above hips. Spread the arms out. And then let's give it a little break. Straighten the front right leg. Heel toe the back left foot in. Shorten up the distance. Start to slide the right hip back. Reach the right arm forward into Trikonasana. So here's maybe where you want your block. Right hand under the right shoulder, left arm to the sky. And just drawing that right kneecap up. Maybe closing the eyes. And finding a longer out breath. Lean back, open up, big inhale. Exhale, left arm up and over the crown of the head. Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. On an inhale, left arm straight up to the sky. How beautiful. Start to bend the right knee. Maybe shift your right fingertips forward. Float up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Left leg lifts behind you. You could stay right here. This might be just a really stabilizing, beautiful place to be. If you felt like you wanted to add on a little bit, you could turn the left hand to face behind you, bend the left knee, see if the foot is there for you to connect with, kick the foot into the hand, coming into Chapasana. So after some of that strong work we did with the thighs, in those jumping variations of chair, might be really nice to get into the front of the thigh, the quadricep. Give it one last little moment there. If you took the foot into the hand, left leg straight back, left arm to the sky. We meet back in half moon. Inhale and half moon. As you exhale, start to bend the right knee. Float step back to warrior two. Pause in warrior two. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right hand inside of the right foot, maybe to the floor, maybe to a block if it feels best. And then lean the outer right shoulder into the inner right knee. Lean back, open up, inhale here. Exhale, left arm up and over the crown of the head. In just a moment, an extended side angle pose. And these strong legs, this beautiful foundation that has carried you not just through this practice, but through life. One last little reach there. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, right arm up and overhead, reach back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down onto the ground. Step back to upper push-up plank pose. Hold plank. See how stable you can stay. And then right hand taps left shoulder. Right hand back under right shoulder to the mat. Left hand taps right shoulder, hand to the mat. So some shoulder taps here. Right hand, left shoulder, tap, plank pose. Left hand, right shoulder, plank pose. 2 more times. Right hand, left shoulder, upper push-up. Left hand, right shoulder, upper push-up. Last time. Right hand, left shoulder, back to plank. Left hand, right shoulder, back to plank. Keep what you have. Lower down onto the forearms, coming into forearm plank. Walk the feet together at the back of the mat. Spin to the blade of the right foot, and then bring your left hand to your left hip. Maybe like me, a little bit unstable. Stack the feet. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, drop the right hip down and lift the right hip up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the left elbow back down on the earth, come to the toes, and then spin to the blade of the left foot. Right hand to top right hip, drop the hips down for 5, and then lift it back up. 4, so really working those side obliques again. 3, 2, 1. Right elbow comes down, spin back to forearm plank. One hand at a time, press back to upper push-up. Take a goodbye inhale, upper push-up. Chaturanga is your exhale. Cobra, upward facing dog. Inhale, second to last one. Down dog as you exhale, and we're gonna go right into it. Inhale, left leg up and off the mat. Exhale, left foot steps through. On back toes, inhale, rise up into crescent pose. Take an inhale to establish yourself, and then stay bent in that front left thigh. Here we go, just like a little old school kickboxing. Catch the right knee in the hands, step back to crescent, and then on your own, stepping back into those toes, staying bent in that front left thigh. And I like to think about what Lucille Clifton once wrote. She said, "Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me has failed." Last 3, 2, 1. Inhale, crescent. Here you are, not just surviving, but thriving. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Lean out halfway. Float up into warrior three. Pause there. Just one place for the gaze, the drishti. And then float all the way up to stand. Right knee up into the chest. Right thigh over the left. Foot hooks behind. Right elbow underneath the left. Garuda with the upper and lower body. Sit down into the left thigh. We're just stabilizing here. Stay. To watch the heart rate slow. Even as the left leg talks to you. And just this play and dance of what it means to be alive. Growing. On an inhale, fly away. Right leg forward to begin with. Both arms to the sky. Standing up tall, standing upright. And float to third warrior. As slow as you can go. As strong as you can get. Chest parallel. Right leg reaching back. Goodbye inhale. Bend the left knee. Drop step the right toes back. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, hands to the heart, right elbow outside the left knee into that prayer twist. And this is that moment where, maybe your left thigh, your left glute, your left calf are really talking to you. And I think about when I'm doing hard things with my body and my 5-year-old daughter will say, "It's okay, mommy, you could stop." And I remind her, I can do hard things and it grows my body. It grows everything that I care about, my resiliency, my endurance. And just because it's hard, it doesn't mean that we have to stop. Give it one last little squeeze. Cartwheel open into warrior two. And now you know a break's coming, so take an inhale and exhale, straighten the left leg. Heel toe the back foot in. Shorten up the distance between the legs. So we're going for stability. Draw the left hip back. Reach the left arm out. Maybe left hand to left shin. Maybe to a block outside of the foot. Your choice. And that's really what this practice reminds us about, is the agency that we have. You have so much agency. And you never give it up to an external teacher or to the shoulds and the have-tos that sometimes make up a lot of our conditioning. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, top arm up and over the head. And that's something I had to learn. I did not grow up as an athlete. Not at all. And I learned over years of practice from my yoga practice how to have a growth mindset, and that just because it was uncomfortable didn't mean that it was painful, and also didn't mean that I should avoid it. That sometimes those were the things that prompted me into some of my greatest moments of insight or possibly even confidence. Right arm to the sky, inhale, turn your gaze down, bend your left knee, shift your hand forward into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Maybe a block under the hand, because most of us just anatomically cannot get the spine parallel to the earth. You could stay here, or bend the right knee, turn the right hand behind you, and catch the foot if it's part of your practice today. Not necessary. These options, again, in which you have so much choice. If you're in Chapasana, take one last breath. Right leg straight back, right arm to the sky. Take a goodbye inhale. Start to bend the left knee, float back to warrior two. Pause in warrior two. And then left hand inside of your left foot. Right arm to the sky. And setting up for side angle pose. Lean the chest open. And then exhale, extended side angle pose, right arm up and over the crown of the head. Long line of energy from right hand to blade of back right foot. Give it one last little reach there. On an inhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm circles you all the way up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step back to the top of a push-up plank pose, and then listen close. Take an inhale. Last little strong part of practice. You can do this. Right elbow down, left elbow down. I'm doing it with you. Right hand plants, left hand plants. You come back to plank. Left elbow down, right elbow down. Left hand plants, right hand plants, upper push up. A few more times. Right elbow lowers, left elbow lowers. Right arm straightens, left arm straightens. Left elbow down, right elbow down. Left arm straight, right arm straight. Last time, right and left. Right elbow down, left elbow down. Right arm straightens, left arm straightens. Last time, left elbow down, right elbow down. Left hand plants, right hand plants. Hold up or push up. Take an inhale. Use your knees if you need it. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra, upward facing. Inhale. Exhale, roll over the toes. All the way back to down dog, and then pause in downward facing dog. Take a moment. Take a few breaths. From down dog, walk your hands this time to the back of the mat. Little bend in the knees. Roll your way up to stand. The head is your last thing to come up at the end. Shoulders roll, gaze lifts. Stand tall. Heel toe the big toes together to touch. And then sole of the right foot, maybe up and into the inner left thigh. Or maybe your foot stays to your inner calf or even toes on the earth, and find tree. And so after all of that movement, after all of that incredible strength and stamina, can you sense your resiliency? Just taking a stand in your variation of tree pose. Do not lose heart. We were made for these times. Take an inhale. Right foot slides down to meet the left. Drop the arms by the sides. You feel the echo. And then shift the weight into the right foot. Bring the sole of the left foot into your version of tree. Maybe hands stay at the heart just for stability. So in the 8 limbs of yoga, the science of the practice, the asana comes first, before the breath work, before the meditation. And now maybe you sense why. Take an inhale. Left foot slides down to meet the right, and then arms by the sides, and you sense the why. That after the sweat, after the strength, now you are ready, available for the deeper limbs of yoga. Circle the arms up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Crawl your way out to your last downward facing dog. Inhale here. And exhale, down dog. And knees to the mat. Plant the knees into the mat, tabletop pose, rise to standing on the knees. Maybe tuck the toes under. Let's move through camel pose. Hands to the low back, lift the heart up, roll the shoulders back. Your hands could stay there, just supporting you as you firm the thighs forward. Maybe the hands release to the heels. You know, if it were possible for most of us to drop right into stillness, I think we would take that. I think that sounds lovely. But I see this in myself. I see it in students around the world, and gosh, I see it in children. That oftentimes we have got to move the body, even move the body vigorously, so that we can settle incredibly deeply like a stone at the bottom of the ocean. Shift the thighs forward, bring the hands to the low back if they lifted. Plant the hands in front of you, tabletop pose, cross the ankles behind you, roll to the sitting bones. Soles of the feet together, but move the feet away from the body into that wide diamond shape. So let's counter your back bend. Catch the place where the shins and the ankles meet, and then fold your way forward. Maybe you place the head into the feet. And so in this current moment that we're in, where thank goodness there is so much more talk about the importance of stillness, of restorative practice, it doesn't mean that these practices that are stronger, we could even say more athletic, that they do harm. In fact, they might be the exact medicine that you need to access so many of these important practices that allow you to ground and balance the nervous system. Inhale, lift the forehead, roll all the way up. It's all about balance, right? All about the middle path. Spin the soles of the feet flat. You might scoot the body forward, knees toward the sky, reach the arms forward, and then roll slowly down onto the back. And then as you lay onto the back, where we began, hug the knees into the chest. Thank you, body. Thank you, yoga. Plant the feet down, cross the right ankle over the left knee into a figure 4 shape. You could stay there or draw the left thigh into the chest. Close the eyes. And now, much longer out breaths. And keep what you have. Just cactus the elbows. Slide the right thigh tightly on top of the left. Scoot the hips to the right. Drop the knees to the left. Take a twist. And inhale back to center. Uncross the right leg. Left ankle over the right knee. Maybe draw the right thigh into the chest. And just imbuing this moment with so much gratitude. Gratitude for this community that is practicing together across the planet in this moment. How wonderful. I think about Alanya Kavalia, who says that yoga is to be alone together. And gratitude for this body, this breath, and the expansion and contraction that really makes life beautiful. A playground of continuous learning. Cactus the elbows, cross the left thigh tightly over the right. Drop the knees to the right, take a twist. And then back through the center, uncross the legs. Reach down, hug and squeeze the knees into the chest and out and into Shavasana as you let it all go. Legs extend. Arms by the sides, palms to the sky. The way we began, take a deep inhale through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Open the mouth, exhale. In Shavasana, you surrender all effort, all doing, and allow for a period of integration. You might just watch the temptation that in the silence to end your practice. So see if you can stay with that urge to get to the next thing, to be doing something else, and drop like that stone to the bottom of the ocean. In yoga, what we call shraddha, or faith, just deep faith that you can be right here and that you are worthy of rest. And so in an ideal world, we would really stay here another 10 minutes or so. If you can stay today, please do. Please stay longer. And when you need to transition in your own time, rebend the knees. Draw the knees into the chest. You might roll to one side or rock your way up to sit, eyes closed, body still as the hands come to the heart. And bowing the chin as if to gaze back into your own heart. And the spiritual teacher and activist and ecologist Joanna Macy once said, "The most remarkable feature of this historical moment on Earth is not that we are on our way to destroying the world, but that we are beginning to wake up." And so maybe right now you're feeling the burn in a lot of ways, not just in your body, but on our planet, in the place that you live, around the world. And just know that as sensitive as you might be feeling, it's you waking up. And it is that awakening that is the catalyst for you to live your practice. And so you did it on your mat today with compassion and courage and humor and kindness and deep trust. Now can you do it off the mat and in the world? On an inhale, drawing your thumbs to your forehead for clarity of thought, your fingertips to your lips for thoughtfulness of speech, and your hands to your heart for consistency of action, allowing your practice to guide you through everything you're thinking, saying, and doing. Take a deep inhale through the nose and open the mouth. Exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for your practice. It's an honor to flow with you. Namaste. And if you enjoyed this practice today, if you like these longer practices, really the place to get the most from us and this community is over at Inner Dimension Yoga. You can find a link below that'll take you to Inner Dimension Yoga, where your first 10 days are always free. There, you're going to find a series that I have called Trilogy of Strength, and there were some movements from this practice that were drawn from one of the practices in that series called Strength of Body. Some of this practice today is also inspired by my brand new hormonal balancing program that is coming out at the end of September on Inner Dimension Yoga, and that's a full 28-day program to help sync your yoga practices with your hormonal cycles. So that's going to be coming out soon. We're also going to have kids and family yoga coming in March of 2026. and some really great new programs that we're about to film this September. We just filmed 6 new programs with 6 other teachers, so I hope you'll join us over there where you can find just the best quality content that we have to offer to support your practice both on and off the mat. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Namaste.